Everyone is freaking out, Gavin. Some people are squealing with delight, and others are screaming with defright. No. The earth-shattering announcement that is Sora. This is OpenAI's text-to-video platform, which we have not got our mittens on yet, and not a day goes by that a new video doesn't come out that doesn't send social media feeds into a tailspin. What is really, really taking people back, Gavin, is the fidelity, the length, the coherence found in these little Sora clips. Feels like we have transported what we would have probably predicted to be in a year or 2 years' time, but being delivered now. You're talking characters that can move about a scene realistically, physics effects on things like water and fire, again, coherence in signs or in animals or in things where they're even obfuscated by other objects in the lens, and with a generation length of up to a minute across every different resolution off in just a few short clips. So maybe we take a step back and walk through it and then talk about what has been updated in less than a week.
To me, this is the biggest thing that it's felt like since the premiere of GPT-4, which happened about a year ago. So it's a pretty big deal. And the funny thing to this was it really came out of the blue. I mean, we knew that OpenAI was working on a text-to-video model. We were aware that something like this was going to come, but we didn't expect it to come with that kind of this ferocity, I think. And I think to your point, the thing that is most impressive to me about this is it's up to 1 minute videos. And in the past, we've had like 4 seconds, then you can extend out video from a text to video clip. And on top of that is the coherence. And when you say coherence in the AI space, it means like how things look, how they stay together. You don't see a person morphing into like a weird looking monster to the right. This is a minute long. There's clips of people walking through Tokyo. There's clips of a cat walking through the forest, a tiger that kind of explodes into a bunch of rose petals. All these things that are really, really pretty. And honestly, I would say multiple generations past the text-to-video stuff that we've seen today, and that's what's so weird. One of the most interesting things to me about this whole process is it's attempting in part to be a world simulator, meaning that it is not just like creating videos based on all the video it's watched. It's actually using physics and all these other things that we think of kind of in video game engines originally as a way to produce these videos. And so again, it's not just making video, it's actually doing a whole lot more on top of that.
What's even more wild on that point is that it wasn't designed to do that explicitly. This is something called emergent behavior. It just sort of learns and contextualizes. So the core system itself doesn't necessarily know, oh, here's how water works. It's just sort of inherited and understood those properties by analyzing Lord only knows how many frames of videos with tons of information in it. So it does get some things wrong when you see the failure case video of a glass turning over and liquid sort of pouring out of the middle of it, and then the glass falls. It's because the AI doesn't actually understand how the water inherits the shape of the thing. But then you look at other videos like the hermit crab who has a light bulb for a shell, which dropped just a few days ago. It's such a weird, like, did you see the new single? They dropped a hermit crab with a light shell. But you watch it moseying along the sand and you see the waves lapping on the shore, the way they bubble and the way the bubbles dissipate. It looks like video. The way you see the light bulb from the hermit crab shell reflecting and refracting light off of the sand, it looks real. And not like, like AI hallucination real, like National Geographic real. Something we should point out, Gav, we don't know how much compute these things actually take up. We don't know how long it takes to generate these videos. We don't know if there's 50 bad, wonky renders to the one that gets cherry-picked and then deployed.
We don't know also how much it's going to cost for the average person to use this. Because I think to your point about the compute thing, I still have a signed membership for Runway. Runway is another text-to-video / image-to-video service, and like we've played around with it a lot. You get, I think, like 100 credits for like $30 a month, right? And 100 credits gets you, that's seconds of video. The big companies like OpenAI, you pay $20 to for ChatGPT, and there's gonna have to be an add-on for this service if they're gonna open it up to everybody, right? Like there's no way for $20 a month they're gonna allow people to do this as much as they might want to.
Yeah, or you'll get one and you'll be grateful for it and you'll hope that you get a good render out of it, and that will be that.
How do you respond to somebody who comes out and says, why are we doing this? What is the point in this? Because humans were meant to make art. Why are we allowing AI to do these things?
They're not wrong. That's the totally valid way to look at this. I look historically to the creation of new tools and entirely new paradigms, and I look at the criticisms of the time, and they do sort of echo some of the criticisms that are being thrown around right now. I mean, there was a time where evening news was running stories about this newfangled digital technology called Photoshop that would allow somebody to digitally draw a circle or copy someone else's image and paste it into their image. And whether they touched it up or not, why would we do this? Why would we take skill and art away from human beings and just hand it over to the machine? Now, I understand that there is an exponential increase in giving someone a tool to draw a perfect circle and giving someone a tool that could generate the album art for Perfect Circle if they needed to. Like, yeah, those are two very different things, and that is this kind of wild world that we're heading into. I tend to believe artists deserve credit and compensation. And I truly believe and hope that there will be tools that provide exactly that for the creative community coming out in the wake of all these ultra powerful tools. That said, Genie is not getting anywhere near the bottle. And I do think that humans wielding these tools will create stuff that we can't even fathom right now. The speed with which people are going to be able to create, the scale with which indie teams will be able to compete with the sort of AAAs and the multi-billion-dollar budgets, whatever of the world, whether it's video games or movies or short form or even podcasts. I get excited for that, not daunted by that.
I think that hopefully this allows all sorts of fascinating, crazy, really weird-ass things to come out that might not have come out before.